public financial management.
Look at what? Come away, Osanda.
Public financial management, they are the measure put in place to those measures put in place by the government. The measure put in place by the government to control the public fund or people's money. All those measures put in place by government to reduce corruption, to eradicate corruption, to ensure accountability, to enhance transparency. They are called public financial management. Those are all those measures that government put in place that will ensure accountability and transparency in government. That will
Hey, have you wear your thunder? Let me see. See your clothes
eradicate
up. Are you okay?
corruption.
Why are you wearing your clothes like this?
Please try to mute your audio. So they are public financial management. What are the principles of public financial management? What are the principles? What are the factors that will ensure principles of public financial management? Number one is principles of equity. Principles of democratic consent is number one. Principles of democratic consent. So this one is saying that taxation and spending should not be done without the explicit consent of the government. What this one is saying is, if government want to spend money, those expenditures that government want to spend, the public, the general citizen must be aware on how government spend that money, what government use the money for. Another one, principles of equity. Principles of equity is saying that government expenditure should be equal. Government should treat people in an equal manner. Every citizen in a country should have equal rights. There should not be discrimination based on tribe, based on religion, based on culture. Transparency. Transparency simply means openness. Anything government want to do must be in openness. Government must ensure that all they are spending, all the spending that they are spending, they give reports, account on how the money is being expended. That is what transparency simply means. Prudence means stewardship. You give account at the end of the year on how you spend money. Now, what are those factors that affect or that influence public sector financial management reforms? A lot of reform has been made by government to ensure that we have effective public financial management. A lot of reform have been made by the government to ensure that we have what? Effective public financial management. So what are those factors that will influence, that will ensure that we do a reform a public financial management reform. What are those factors? Government leadership and ownership. If we have a good leadership and ownership, our leader, if they lead by example, is going to influence public financial management reform. People will follow those reforms created by government as regards to management of public funds. They will follow the reform. So, if we have a good leadership that take responsibility, do you understand? They will follow the reform. So, that is that. Coordination across the government. We must ensure that all the government ministry, agency, they are well coordinated, they are well controlled, they are well supervised. How? There should be clear line of organization structure. There should be laid down guideline and procedure as regards to how expenditure will be expended, how revenue will be accounted for. So this also contributes to public financial management reform. Another one is technical capacity. We should have government officials, they should have adequate knowledge and skill to manage government resources. They should be well trained on how government resources will be managed, on how they will control government expenditure. They should be training them from time to time. Government should employ qualified and experienced personnel. So we need that. Government should employ qualified and experienced personnel. Availability of resources is one of the also factor. All those law enforcement agencies that will implement public financial management reform, give them resources to do their work. Support them with resources, both financial resources, material resources, information resources. We need to support them. So availability of financial resources has to be inflated. So those are the factors that influence public financial management reform. Government leadership and ownership, coordination across the government, technical competence, and availability of resources. Now, what are the tools of public financial management? Like I said, public financial management, there are those things that we need to put in place to ensure that government fund is controlled, to minimize corruption, to minimize mismanagement of government fund, to ensure accountability and transparency. So what are the tools now? Let's talk about those tools of public financial management. In the past, government have done a lot of reform. Those tools of public financial management, those tools of public financial management are those reform made by government in the past on how to control public expenditure, on how to reduce corruptions. What are those reforms government have made so far? so that we have effective public financial management. One of those reforms is called Treasury Single Account. Treasury what? Treasury Single Account, TSA. Treasury Single Account, TSA. What do we understand by TSA? Treasury Single Account. Treasury Single Account is an initiative introduced by government through central bank to ensure that we have unified structure of bank accounts, to ensure that we have what? Unified structure of government bank account, to ensure that all government receipts, payments are linked to one single account, and that single account will be domiciled in CBN. Those reforms government put in place, initiative government put in place to ensure that we have a single account or unified account that we use it to capture government receipts and expenditure. Federal government, they are the one that are making use of TSA. Prior to introduction of TSA, most of the federal government agency, ministry, department, they have thousands of commercial bank accounts. Some of the ministry may have like 200 bank accounts with commercial bank. Some will have like 100. Some will have like 50. All these accounts is going to be controlled by the head of the agency, the director general, the managing director.
Okay. Sorry?
This account is too much. What government now do is that, how can we reduce such accounts? This account, when it comes to audit, take for instance, a government agency like FAN, Federal Airport Authority, prior to introduction of TSA, they may have like 200 bank accounts, different banks, domicile with different commercial banks for the operation. Reconciliation every month will be getting day by day because of these 200 different bank accounts. Secondly, for audit purpose, the auditor that want to audit them will now be auditing like 200 bank accounts to check the transaction. It will make their work to be too difficult and time consuming. Government now say, what can we do? And most of these bank accounts, most of the head of agency can remove money from the bank account without consent of the federal government. What can we do to checkmate what is going on? Government now make it mandatory that all the government ministry, agency, department under federal government, all those your bank accounts that you have with commercial bank, go and close them. We are no longer using commercial bank account. We now have a TSA. This TSA will be based in CBN. It's not going to be controlled with commercial bank. The money will not be with commercial bank. The money inside the TSA account will be with CBN. Because proud to, when government ministry department, they are using commercial bank, they pay a lot of money on bank charges for their transaction. Some of the government ministry go, if they want to obtain loan from commercial bank will charge them overdraft loan. They will charge them interest on overdraft. Whereas this commercial bank, they are using one government ministry money or agency money to borrow another ministry, they will borrow it to another ministry. It's still government money at the expense of interest. Government now say, what can we do? University of Lagos, University of Benin, teaching hospital, all those accounts that you have with commercial bank, go and close. They now close them. They now migrate them to TSA. That means if you want to pay any federal government agency as of today for any service, you have to pay them through what? TSA. Treasury single accounts. Every government ministry, department agency, they now have under this TSA account, which is a single account, each of the government ministry, they have their own sub accounts. University of Lagos has its own sub TSA account. We have its own TSA account. FAN, we have its own TSA account. All this will still be in CBN. No more in commercial bank. Because most of the commercial bank in the past, they are using government money to make a lot of profit. So most of the marketer, when they are going to marketing, they will be going to government ministry just to market them to open account, just to ensure that their deposit, their revenue is in their bank. All these are no more in place. TSA have come to place where all federal government revenue and payment will be made. TSA is just like a control purpose to ensure that you don't spend any money. You cannot say you want to spend any money without proper approval, and that money must be stated in your budget. What benefit you get from introduction to TSA? What benefit from one benefit of complete and timely information on government provision of completely and timely information on government what? Cash sources. Another benefit, enable efficient cash management. Efficient cash management. Efficient cash management. Money, they can have access to the money. CBN can also look government money. It means CBN can borrow them money prior to when they have revenue in the sub. Improvement of operational control, budget execution and support. improvement of operational control on budget execution or support government's budget execution. TSA assists government to ensure that we execute our budget. If government want to make any payment in TSA account, that payment they want to make must have been appropriated for in the budget. That payment government want to make in the sub-TSA account must have been in budget. Another benefit of TSA, reduction of bank charges and transactional costs maintained by NDA. Reduction of bank charges and transaction costs maintained by NDA. Before, when government have like 200, like thousands of bank accounts with commercial bank, each of the government ministry have different thousands of bank account commercial bank. They will be charging the government ministry on the trans and on those trans government. But right now, government don't pay any bank charges. There is no bank charges on the TSA account. If you want to pay to TSA account, you have to pay a service provider called remitter. The charge is charged by is paid by the receiver of the service, the customer. Is paid by the not paid by government. So before, where government pay a lot of money on bank charges, but right now, government is not on bank charges again because the account is domiciled in CBN. Improvement of bank reconciliation and quality fiscal data. TSA make it very possible for government to do bank reconciliation like before. Maybe University of Lagos, they have like 300 bank accounts. Can you imagine the stress they will be going through in reconciling those bank accounts? But right now, it is very easy to do bank reconciliation because they have a single account. That single account is with CBN, sub-TSA account with CBN. Every money that they pay to them through remitter will be captured in that account. At the end of the day, they will reconcile the receipt that they receive from the payment and the actual amount CBN posted under their revenue. It will be very easy. Unlike having like 100 bank accounts, 50 bank accounts. Another benefit, improved liquidity of government. It helps government to plan their working capital. It helps government to plan their working capital. Another benefit, it aligns with CBN cashless policy. CBN cashless policy, we don't want cash, too much of cash in the country. So anytime now you want to pay government ministry, they will not collect cash from you. They will say, go and pay through TSA. No government ministry or agency under federal government is collecting cash now. Anything you want to pay for them, you have to go and pay through TSA. It's in line, it aligns with CBN cashless policy. Blocking of all leakages in government revenue generation. It also blocks leakages in government revenue generation. it blocks a lot of leakages in government revenue generation. All those leakages that we have will be reduced to some extent. Improvement of transparency and accountability. TSA improves transparency and accountability. Openness, accountability. Ministry can account for how they spend money. Now, what are the challenges of TSA? What are the challenges of TSA? What are the challenges of TSA? Number one challenge is fees charged by the service provider is deducted at source, not provided for in the budget. This one is striking out. Now, the fee that remitters charge on TSA is paid by the customer. It does not pay by the government. Take for instance, you want to pay to government using TSA, using remitter. You want to pay 20,000. You will not only pay 20,000. No. Remitter will charge you a fee on that 20,000. That fee is supposed to be paid by government because we want to pay government. But it's not paid by government. It is paid by the receiver of the service. It means TSA is an additional cost. Additional cost to the customer or to the taxpayer or to the receiver of the service. Lack of unified service agreement among stakeholders. There is no unified service agreement among stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? The government, the remitter, CBN. Another challenge of CSA is some of the MDA, they still have some hidden accounts. They still maintain some hidden accounts with commercial bank. It is not all the revenue that go to TSA. Some of the government agencies, they are still operating parallel bank accounts without Ministry of Finance consent because of their shady deal. Another benefit of TSA, another challenges of TSA, poor internet connectivity. If you don't have good internet, if your internet is bad, you may not connect to remitter. It will be very difficult to connect to remitter. Or network failure or server failure. Sometimes, if you want to pay TSA, you want to log into remitter, the network may be down, server may be down. You may not have access to remitter. Maybe because of lack traffic on their website, their server may be down. Resistance by some NDA. NDA, they are complaining about because of the operation. they cannot use TSA. TSA cannot work. This is what we have been using since, because of their own personal benefits. Please try to exempt our ministry from TSA. No. Inadequate sensitization. The public are not well sensitized on how to pay money to TSA, on how to use remitter. Some of them, in some cases, they may pay into wrong account under TSA. Take, for instance, I want to pay for University of Lagos school fees. I now went to go and pay into University of Lagos boarding hostel fee. It's a wrong account. Or I want to pay University of Lagos. I mistakenly go and pay Federal College of Medicine. Diversion of tax revenue and other government into personal funds. So now, because it's very difficult to pay through TSA, some of the government officials will ask the taxpayer, give us money, we assist you pay. We assist you to pay into TSA. Some of them will not pay. They will divert. Overextension of CBN capacity. TSA is domiciled in CBN. CBN, they are the one that manage TSA. Their capacity, you are overextending, you are adding more role to them. You understand? It will make CBN to divert. Their major role is banks regulation and supervision, to supervise and regulate commercial banks. But now capturing or monitoring TSA, you are giving them a new role, which at the end of the day, it will stress their capacity. It will affect their capacity. They will not be able to perform very well in their major role, which is regulation and supervision. Unethical practice by some banks. Some banks, they do unethical practice. When you want to pay to TSA, they don't want you to carry the TSA. You pay. Understand? Some banks want to know that this person is an check. They will not. Internet hacking or cyber, most of your information that you use to pay to TSA, maybe your ATM card or your personal bank account. If care is not taken, it may be hacked, or there may be threats, cyber threats. Or hacking. By internet fraud. Now, what are the roles and responsibility of ministry agencies under TSA? What are the roles and responsibility of ministry, department, agency under TSA. What are the role and responsibility of ministry, department, and agency under TSA? Number one is they should ensure that the revenue targets are met. Each of the ministry, they will be given revenue target. University of Lagos will be giving revenue target. NIMASA will be giving revenue target. Fund will be giving. They should ensure that those revenue targets, they achieve it. They should provide the payer with detail of payment and the nature of payment. Each of the ministry, they are the ones that will guide the payer that if you want to pay to University of Lagos, this is our code under TSA. But if you want to pay to school fees, this is the sub code of school fees. The staff of University of Lagos, they will guide those who want to pay through TSA, that they want to pay to University of Lagos. This is how they need to follow, so that they will not go and pay into wrong accounts. Another, they should ensure that appropriate service are rendered upon confirmation of payment. After the payer has made the payment and you have confirmed, you have seen the receipt, you have confirmed from the system that this payment has entered TSA account, you should provide the service to him. If somebody needs medical service in Federal Medical Center, he has paid to the TSA, render the service to him, sell the drug to him, don't delay him. Another responsibility, they should monitor the payer and collecting bank to ensure that payment has actually made. Another one, they should ensure that revenue from the Office of Accountant General, they should always render return to the Office of Accountant General on their monthly revenue. Another one, internally generated revenue are not diverted. They should ensure that internally generated revenue are not diverted. Those are the role of ministry, department, agency under TSA. That is what we need to know on TSA. We may be asked, component of TSA. TSA has two components: e-payment and e-receipt. E-payment and what? E-receipt. Those are the two components of TSA. E-payment and e-receipt. Those are the two components of TSA. Now, let's look at another tools. Let's look at another tools. The tools that we want to look at now is, we're supposed to go to Government Integrated Financial Management System, GIFIN, but we will not go to that. We'll look at that in the next class. Let's look at IPPIS, Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System, IPPIS. Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System. IPPIS. IPPIS is a computerized or biometric database that captured all the employees. This employee we are referring to the employee during head count process, so that to eliminate payroll fraud. IPPIS used by government, federal government, to ensure that the database of all the employees is captured, to ensure that there is seamless monthly payroll payment, to ensure that the payroll that they pay, there is accountability on it, to ensure that they reduce ghost worker, to ensure that those who are not ghost workers receive their salary at the right time. It was introduced just of recent by federal government. What this one means is that for those who are working under federal government now, their salaries, Abuja, irrespective of the state that they are working, there is a department that will compute the salary of all the federal government workers. Those departments is called IPPIS team. They are under Federal Ministry of Finance. And in conjunction with Office of Head of Service. IPPIS is a software that is used to capture the biodata of all the government employees, so that anybody that is claiming that is working for federal government that does not under this IPPIS, that person is a ghost worker. So that they use it to count those who are working for federal government. Of IPPIS. What are the objectives of IPPIS? What are the objectives of IPPIS? Number one objective, facilitate planning. IPPIS, it helps government to plan for their payroll, for their manpower, for their staff. Government can know the total cost that will be paid next year for all the government civil servants. If government want to improve wage, increase salary, they can know the cost effect. Aid budget. While preparing budget, we have personnel cost budget. Personnel cost budget will be very easy to be made through IPPIS. Another objective is monitor monthly payment of staff emolument. Monitor monthly payment of staff emoluments. Eliminate payroll fraud is another objective. They want to eliminate ghost workers, those who are not working for government, they are collecting government salary, or those government workers that have left system. They have traveled out of the country. They are no more working, but they are still collecting salary. Or some of those government workers that since 3 years ago, they have sleep, automatic sleep. But their next of kin is still collecting salary. In the system, they are still doing as if, and that person is already late. So it eliminates that. Facilitates easy storage, updating, and retrieval of personnel records. Facilitates easy storage, updating, retrieval of what? Personnel. Function of IPPIS. What are the functions that we have under IPPIS? IPPIS, one of the functions IPPIS have. First, that captive improvement, one of the function of component of IPPIS is they have equipment that is used to capture data. If they want to capture data of government worker, they use their fingerprint scanner. So there is an equipment called data captive equipment. I used to capture data of government worker through fingerprint. There is another one called one of the function of IPPIS is also known as the salaries are now paid direct to the bank of the civil servants that have record of IPPIS. Third parties too, like if they want to deduct personal income tax, if they want to deduct pension, cooperative contribution, they deduct it and pay it direct to them, to those authorities. These are the function of component of TSA. What benefits do we tend to, component of IPPIS, sorry, what benefit do we tend to achieve from IPPIS? What benefit do we achieve from IPPIS? Number one benefit, reduction in payroll bill. IPPIS reduce payroll bill because it eliminates salaries and wages government will be paying will reduce because some of the ghost workers have been eliminated. Centralization of payroll record. Centralization of what? Payroll record, personal record. This one means that the personal record of government ministry agency is centralized. It's now under the Office of Head of Civil Service and Federal Ministry of Finance and IPPIS team. They are the one that will be computing their salaries. Instant reporting capability. If you want to get a report as regards to government civil servant, as regards to how many number of staff do we have in grade 17, IPPIS, once you log in through IPPIS software, we can get it. How many number of staff, federal government staff, do we have in Lagos State? We can get it. Everything is computerized under IPPIS. Prompt payment of salaries and wages. IPPIS make it easy for government to pay salaries and wages on time because they are the one. It is only one body that can put the salaries and wages, and they send it to each of the civil servant bank. Immediately, they credit them. Efficient and efficient manpower planning. It makes government to plan their staff efficiently and effectively. Prevention of wastage and leakages. It prevents wastage and leakages in government. IPPIS prevents wastage and leakages in government. Now, let's look at challenges of IPPIS. What are those challenges of IPPIS? IPPIS application has not been fully utilized. IPPIS software, it has 7 modules. As I'm talking to you, only 3 modules is being used. The HR module, human resources module, they are not managing it. They talk about promotion, redeployment, retirement, training, disengagement. Those human resources module under IPPIS is not fully, is yet to be utilized. Another challenge is the current vendor has not delivered everything contracted for. The vendor, the software developer of IPPIS, he has not delivered all the service level agreement, all the mandate that they signed with him. Connectivity remains a challenge. IPPIS, since it's a software, it will make use of internet, network. When there is network, when the network is bad, it will make it very hard to be connected. When capturing, it may not scan the data of that employee. It may not scan the fingerprint if network is not good. Resistance by some MDA. Some of the government agencies, they resist IPPIS. They say they will not support it. They don't want it. Even some of them even went on strike because of IPPIS. You know those who I'm talking to.
Mention
they went on strike. They don't like IPPIS. Because before introduction of IPPIS, a university lecturer, he may be lecturing in University of Lagos. He may went to University of Calabar to also be a lecturer there. But right now, through IPPIS, you can only lecture in one university. If you want to lecture in University of Calabar, you can be a part-time lecturer there. You may not be a full-time lecturer. But before IPPIS, some of the lecturers, they are full-time lecturers in 2 schools together, collecting 2 different salaries. So some of them, they resist it. Another challenge is most of the IPPIS staff are not trained on how to use that software. Most of them, they are not trained on how to use the software. So those are the challenges that we have on IPPIS. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will stop at IPPIS today. We will continue the next lecture. We will talk about GIFIMS and National Chart of Accounts. We talk about GIFIMS and National Chart of Accounts. My lecture is supposed to be 2 hours, but I have a physical lecture in VI by 1:30, and I have to leave home on time. So please, I have to stop here. So if time permits, or if any of the lecturers during the week have finished their lecture, if I have the time, if I'm aware, I will fix lecture for us to cover up the remaining just little one we have to cover. We have left to cover. So please, that's it. So this public financial management, please, apart from me discussing it, let's read it very well. Every diet question in one area on public financial management always come out. Last diet, National Chart of Account was out. About 2 diets ago, GIFIM was out. IPPI. So we don't know, out of these 4 that we have, out of these 5 choose, one of them will come out. They may ask, what are the benefits of TSA? Or what are the challenges of TSA? They may ask, what are the benefits of IPPIS? Or what are the challenges of IPPIS? Let's know at least 5 benefits of TSA, 5 challenges of TSA, 5 benefits of GIFIMS, 5 challenges of GIFIMS, 5 benefits of IPPIS, 5 challenges of IPPIS, 5 benefits or component of National Chart of Account, 5 challenges of National Chart of Accounts. So please, let's try to know that. Do we have any question, any observation, any query?
Sir, please, is it possible, I know you're in a hurry to leave, to just have a recap of the introductory aspects, and that aspect, there was network challenge, so I quite did not follow, I quite didn't copy.
I cannot hear you very well.
I said, I know you're in a hurry to leave, but is it possible to recap the introductory parts of this? Because due to network challenge, I quite did not copy, I didn't follow.
To recap what?
The introductory part of this lecture. Is it possible?
Okay,
I know you're in
the introductory part.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Introductory part. We talk about public financial management. We said public financial management, there are those measures put in place by government to control public funds. Those measures that government put in place to reduce corruption, to reduce mismanagement of government funds, to control public expenditure, they are public financial management. And we look at principles of public financial management. One of the principles is democratic concept. Democratic concept means government revenues that government collect from tax, how they spend it, they should explain to the public, to the citizen. Another principle is equity. Government should treat every citizen equal. There should not be discrimination. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So we talk about that. We also talk about factor influencing public financial management reform. When we have a good leadership, we have a public financial management reform will be used. When government activities is coordinated, is supervised, coordination of across government, we have effective public financial management. When we train government, train them to have effective public management. Give the availability of resources. We also have effective financial management. And we now talk about tools of public financial management. What are the tools of public financial management? Number one of them is TSA, which we have discussed. Number two, government integrated financial management. Number three, integrated payroll, integrated personnel payroll information system. Number four, public procurement. While number five is called National Chart of Accounts. Out of those five, we have discussed two today, TSA and IPPIS. We have talked about their benefits, their challenges today. That is where we stop. Any other question?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So in the absence of no question, we can stop here. Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.